Hello everyone, my name is Nerd Nostalgia and I present to you No More Room in Hell, or as I like to call it, Hunt Down the Freeman with Wii Resident Evil Zombies. Okay, let's start from the beginning. I was playing Left 4 Dead 2, but I was just not feeling it, you know? I wanted something like Left 4 Dead that wasn't something new, just to see what it would be like. So I looked around the zombie genre on Steam and found this game. Now the game apparently was reviewed very positive. Remember that, yeah? So I looked at the screenshots in the trailer, and I'll tell you what, the game looked pretty good. It kind of looked like a Left 4 Dead ripoff, but you know what? I'm okay with that. So I downloaded the game and got Boss to download it as well. And as soon as we started the game, I found a fatal flaw in this game. Yeah, and it's also Steam Greenlit right here. So that's always a good sign.
Why'd you tell me that? I didn't want to see it. I want to see that in the corner of my eye now. Okay, so first kind of thought on the game. That
First
zombie
of all,
is
okay, let's check
looking.
character select.
Ugh.
Look at these textures.
Wait, oh no. Oh no. Okay, I think I saw somewhere that it said Half-Life. Is that Zoe? Is that Zoe?
That is Zoe. But her name's Badass.
Why is Zoe in here? Her name is Badass. Zoe, what are you doing? This ain't the game for you. Is this Lewis? No, it's not Lewis. It's Roji.
This guy's name is Butcher, which is ironic.
I'm gonna play as her,
but
she seems like a pretty generic Left 4 Dead 2
Okay,
character.
then I'll play as Bateman.
Bateman, I get to see that one.
It's
give me a
Nick.
sec,
It's Nick.
It's the guy
Nick.
with the. It's
Nick
really
with
Nick,
a trench
but
coat.
like a little bit different looking. Yeah, he's got like a trench coat on or
this is the '80s coach right here, Jive to Bateman's right, and this is a really.
Oh my God, yes! And then we got Ellis here. He's got a hunting rifle. He's the hunter.
This is old
Ellis is all grown up.
It's like Clementine all over again.
Oh.
And
yo, you see the guy Butcher? That's Bill when he was younger. It's Bill. No wonder Bill wears a hat because he's bald.
Oh yeah,
I figured it out. And Roach is Lewis or Roji or whatever. But where's Roach?
He's Lewis, but darker. Obviously, as you can see, there's no Rochelle. But we have
there's no
Wally.
Rochelle.
Okay, Wally is actually Ellis, but an
I thought
alternate
Hunter
dimension.
was Ellis.
Wally is actually he came from an alternate dimension. And,
Molotov is Francis.
He actually was cast in CSI Miami, and so now he has to do that thing every time with his sunglasses.
Oh no, I remember that.
And that's his Molotov. He's an arsonist, even though he has a fireman's jacket.
Okay, one quick question: why are some of the characters like zoomed in on hella, but some of them are just like portraits?
Yeah, that's what I was asking as
well.
well.
See their legs
and
and shit.
I'd like to point out that
so
the
weird.
ones that aren't zoomed out, zoomed in, the ones that are zoomed out have a red outline. Do you see that? Which makes me think they're photoshopped.
Jeez. Well, anyways.
Okay, so what is No More Room in Hell? Well, it's a zombie game, obviously, where you shoot zombies. But it gives you no clear direction on how to play or act in a situation. For example, I was playing on my own and spawned with a bunch of weapons, a couple of guns, some melees, and a few flashlights around the room. The game never tells you this, but by iron sighting the flashlight, you make it light up. Otherwise, it's simply a melee weapon. Also, by pressing F, you take out a flashlight, the game calls it, which in fact is just a lighter that you flicker on after a few tries, and you get fuck all light. It's useless. Moving on. To advance a level, you need to break the lock of a gate to open it, and then go to the back or front entrance of the theater. It's kinda got this whole AI director thing where it chooses where it wants you to go. So sometimes the entrance of the theater would be boarded up, and sometimes the back of the theater would be boarded up. And you'd have to go to the one that's not boarded up, and then move on. So I'm here with 2 guns, a melee, and a flashlight, and what do? Well, I'm behind cover. The zombies can't jump the fence. So I shoot them until they all die so I can progress. But here's the problem. They spawn indefinitely. Okay, so look, I get it. The world's gone to shit. The entire city is full of zombos, and we need to survive. But could you not put a counter on how many zombies can appear at once? It turns out that the best way to get past the zombies through the gate is to actually just run blindly past all the zombies and leg it to the theater. And even that's a mess to get to. So while I was shooting the zombies through the fence, I quickly run out of ammunition, and for some reason you can't pick up the same gun twice, so I'm stuck with a pickaxe. This happens repeatedly. Sometimes I make it further and see that the game developers clearly haven't, like how I can hear a hit from my melee weapon but it wouldn't register to the zombie, inflicting no damage, or when I saw a crawling zombie phase through a door. Let's talk zombie types. You know the different types of zombies in Left 4 Dead, like the boomer, charger, spitter, etc. But this game has less special infected and more like uncommon infected in Left 4 Dead. It is a soldier zombie, which I assume takes more hits because he has armor. Not that I would know, because it feels like 1 to 2 headshots kills anything. And I call him the passing zombie. There's crawling zombies, which I called crawlers. Original, I know, but then again, the survivors of Left 4 Dead weren't original either. Then there's these fast zombies which can spawn randomly, but usually only appear when you die and become a zombie, which happens every once in a while, and I thought it was a neat idea. And toddler zombies, which I obviously called. We got a demon baby. We got a demon baby. Two demon babies. Oh, demon baby. We got a demon baby.
Oh my god.
This one doesn't even look like a zombie. Demon baby. Oh god, demon baby. Go, done. We got an old guy and 3 demon babies. Let's talk about the inventory system. You have a circle for inventory. Instead of having slots like in Left 4 Dead or in Dead Rising, you instead have the weapons, healing items, and otherwise have a sort of weight to it. So the weight of the item determines how much space you have left on your person. In this case, the circle of the inventory. So and the item would take up more of the circle depending on how much weight it has. So the item would take up more space on the circle depending on how much more weight it has. I get why they would want to do this, to show some realism, but maybe this is just a personal complaint, but I quite like the slot-looking inventory on Left 4 Dead 2, or even Dead Rising. Which, by the way, you'll see me comparing to No More Room in Hell because of their similarities in game engines and inspirations. While we're on the subject of inventory, let's talk about the HUD, otherwise known as the heads-up display, if you don't already know. You know, the thing that tells you when you're fucked and everything you've done in life is a complete failure. Anyway, in Left 4 Dead 2, you've got the basics: health, ammunition, your teammates and their health and items, and even though that sounds simplistic, this game takes simplistic to a whole new fucking level. You see, HUD doesn't exist in No More Room in Hell. Well, it exists, but it doesn't show up. You see, you need to hit keys on your keyboard to make parts of the HUD show for a brief moment before fading away. Oh, yeah, I found out, by the way, that you remember how I said, like, press U to find out what your ammo count is?
Yeah, but that only works for guns.
No, but I found out that, that also only, oh, it's one of those survival things. That actually unloads your gun. To actually check your ammo count, you need to hold R.
Oh.
Because apparently U unloads your gun. Which is
Oh, is that why
dumb.
I couldn't shoot?
Yeah.
Alright, are you seeing that?
I told you to press U to check your ammo count, and then it unloaded your gun for no reason.
Oh.
But the game never tells you this. Keep in mind, technically it tells you. It shows a keyboard up on the top right of the loading screen with an art of what's quite clearly a Left 4 Dead 1 smoker on fire. But then, it just disappears once you load it in. Obviously, if you have a fast computer, the loading screen will go bye-bye in no time. That means that the only way to get an in-depth look of how to play is to run the game on a potato. Anyway, some examples are as follows. Press C for a compass, which is utterly useless, and you will keep pressing that button instead of V to shove. More on that later. A way to check your ammunition by holding R. That's holding R. You know, the button you press to reload, and assume isn't to also check ammunition because it already has a function. and you to unload your ammo, which I mistakenly kept pressing because I thought that was how you checked your ammo, and then me and Boss got barraged by zombies because our guns were unloaded. See, the thing about Valve's Left 4 Dead is that unlike Valve's other games like Half-Life where it has a hidden tutorial showing you the aspects of the game, Left 4 Dead right out tells you what to do when you start playing. When you first encounter zombies, the game will remind you to shove them back with right-click twice, and then never tell you ever again. It will tell you things that you probably would have never known, like Rochelle could use your pills. Give them to her. Some of you might have not even thought that you could even get pills. Yeah, but I changed it to mouse too, because V... Sure, it's probably better to use the Half-Life approach to show, not tell, but this works. No More Room in Hell doesn't work. Speaking of Left 4 Dead, you know how by right-clicking you can shove zombies out of the way? This game also has this mechanic, but done poorly. This mechanic is used by pressing V, which I keep trying to press but accidentally hit the compass. Constantly. It can't be put on right-click, because it's needed for iron sights. This is more of a personalized critique because I'm more used to Left 4 Dead, but why, of all buttons, you press V to shove? Why not putting iron sights on mouse 3? Or maybe shove could be C, since it's right next to your thumb. Let's talk music. That's right, music. Do you know how musical Left 4 Dead is? I didn't until I played this game. There's always music going on. When a special infected spawns, when a tank appears, even when you stand and spit, you hear a choir going on. Not to mention the awesome drums when a horde appears. This game has virtually no music. And that makes the game extremely dull. I feel like I'm just walking around doing absolutely nothing. I yawned a lot while playing this game. So much I just quit because I wasn't having fun. This game is dull and not worth your time at all. This has been a tangent on No More Room in Hell. It's shit. Don't get it. Don't even get it for shits and giggles. That's what me and Boss did. It's not worth it. It's free, but it's still not worth wasting your time and brain cells on this shit. My name is Nerd Nostalgia, and I present to you my tangent on No More Room in Hell. I appreciate Boss for playing this game with me for content and for the video to not be as boring as it is. Go check out his channel. Nerd Nostalgia out.